There's an outcast in everybody's life, and I am her. There's a shadow in everybody's front door, and I am her. There's a dark cloud in everybody's sunlight, and I am her. Oh no, I am her.
Good evening, and welcome to the 51st annual meeting of the Gender Deviants and Other Queer Folk of Ohio, and the first ever virtual meeting of the Gender Deviants and Other Queer Folk of Ohio. I'm glad that you found us, and were able to make the link work. As you can see, I am dispatching from my closet. The irony of this, holding this meeting inside of a closet, is not lost on me. It's the quietest place in my apartment. Welcome. Unfortunately, our co-presidents, Laverne Cox and the great Kate Bornstein, were unable to make it tonight, so I, as the vice president of the GDOQF, will be filling in for them. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Nicholas Shannon Savard. My pronouns are they, them, and theirs, to answer some frequently asked questions. It's easy. All you have to do is use the words that I ask you to, and then you get 5 woke person points, and I get to feel like you acknowledge my humanity. You won't. Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. You're just gonna have to stick around and find out. Usually. That's not actually a question, but I will answer you anyway. Singular they has been in use dating back several centuries, and if both Shakespeare and Jane Austen did it, so can I. If you must. But I do charge a $1 convenience fee for every incorrect pronoun. Typically, I would pass around this collections jar. However, I do accept both PayPal, Venmo, and any other way you want to get that payment to me. Enough about me. On to the real meat of this meeting. The transgender agenda, formerly known as the homosexual agenda. We're moving up in the world, y'all. Causing public concern all on our own. I am so proud. The first item on the transgender agenda is to welcome our new recruits. Normally, you would be welcomed by a round of applause and fully embraced into our organization. However, I'm going to have to ask that you give yourselves a good pat on the back and know that we welcome you as you begin your journey to embrace your pure fabulousness. So, at this point, we would normally be handing out the uniforms. Look for a package in the mail. For the lesbians, we have a standard issue red plaid men's cut flannel. In the left breast pocket, you will find a pair of nail clippers as well as a tube of chapstick. Hold for technical difficulties. Hold on. The lights are back. For the gays, you will receive a complete wardrobe makeover, as well as a customized workout plan based on the animal that you most resemble. I will be making that decision for you. Please send pictures. For the trans folks, we've got binders, we've got bow ties, we've got hair extensions to match your natural or brightly dyed hair color, full makeup kits. There is an extra form for this. check the email after the meeting. One last time, I would like to welcome you, new recruits. Second item on the transgender agenda. Indoctrinate the children. There have been valiant efforts over the past couple of years or so to convince American school children of the existence of queer and transgender people. Now, the pandemic has not stopped us. We have been gathering for performances and music and storytelling online. Drag Queen Story Hour has moved to the internet since libraries have closed, making sure that all of the children of Ohio can still have access to a wide array of gender expressions. Even Camp Lilac, summer camp for trans and gender nonconforming teens, has found its way into the virtual sphere. Unfortunately, despite the distraction of all of school having to move online so quickly in the spring, some parents are still in uproar of schools acknowledging that queer and trans people exist and have contributed to American history. Now, the main mistake that I have found when people try to implement LGBT inclusive curriculum is they choose stories and literature that directly addresses transgender people. Now, if you're going to indoctrinate the children without the conservative heteronormatives noticing, you can't directly address the transgender people. My solution is animal fables. Stick with me. Animal fables with puppets. I would like to declare the official mascot of the transgender community from here on out will be the platypus. And I've crafted this platypus-based children's tale for educational purposes. This is the story of George and the platypus. Once upon a time, there was an English colonist named George. George wanted to be a famous explorer and see things that no one had ever seen before. George sailed his ship across the 7 seas and landed on the continent of Australia. But it turns out, when George got to the continent of Australia, there had already been people living there for thousands of years. Huh, thought George the Englishman. I guess this pot has already been discovered. So George ventured further into forests, deeper into deserts, and across stinky swamplands in search of creatures that would astound everyone back in England. And he captured kangaroos and koalas and shipped them across the sea. And everyone in London looked on in wonder at the animals that George sent them. Now, George wasn't just any colonist. He was a scientist, and he filled books upon books with drawings and descriptions of every animal he came across. Most importantly, he sorted them into a system that he learned in Europe. George knew that there were 5, and only 5, kinds of animals. There were mammals, were warm and fuzzy. Reptiles were cold and scaly. There are fish in the sea, birds in the sky, and amphibians all across the riverbanks. So far, it had been a perfect system. That, kids, is what we call foreshadowing. One day, George the Englishman came across a creature unlike any he had ever seen before. It has a beak and webbed toes like a duck, but a flat tail and fur like a beaver. I must get a closer look. George crept closer and closer, and the And the creature dug its beak into the mud and slurped up a big fat worm. George reached out to touch that silky brown fur, and the creature screamed. Ah! George the Englishman screamed. Ah! 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 Why would you sneak up on me like that? Can't you see I'm trying to enjoy my dinner? I'm sorry. It's just, you're such a remarkable creature. Can I ask you your name? I'm a platypus. Ah, yes, a platypus. And what kind of animal are you? I'm a platypus. Yes, but what kind of animal are you? I see you have fur. Are you a mammal? Nope, I'm a platypus. And the platypus dove into the river to catch some shrimp. Fascinating. It seems to be able to live above water as well as underneath it. Excuse me. Are you perchance amphibious? Nope. I'm a platypus, said the platypus between bites of shrimp. Well, clearly not a fish. Bird? But you're so furry. Excuse me? If you don't mind, I should really be getting back to my eggs now. Eggs! Eggs! You are a bird! How many times do I have to tell you? I'm a platypus. And the platypus hopped up on the riverbank and began to waddle away. But walk just like a crocodile! I must follow you and continue my observations. No thank you. How am I supposed to tell the world about my incredible discovery if you won't cooperate? First of all, George the Englishman, you didn't discover me. You can't discover something that everyone on this island has already known about for thousands of years. And two, I don't have to explain myself to you just because you walked into my backyard and started demanding answers to questions that don't even make sense. And three, I'm a platypus. Not a mammal, not a bird, or amphibian, or whatever else it is you want to call me. I'm a platypus. That's all. But that can't be all. My system. It was perfect. Not everyone needs to fit into your system, George the Englishman. Some of us are just different. You're gonna have to learn to be okay with that. The platypus hopped up on the riverbank and waddled away, leaving George the Englishman sitting alone in silence. Maybe my system isn't perfect, thought George the Englishman. I mean, whales live underwater, but they're still mammals. Penguins can't fly, but nobody tells them they don't get to be birds. And as for the platypus, maybe some of us are just different. Maybe that's okay. I wonder, kids, could George the Englishman's lesson apply to people too? Some girls wear baggy jeans and shoot hoops. Some girls love to decorate cupcakes with pink and purple sprinkles. Some boys dance beautifully in the ballet after football practice. And some boys just love mud and monster trucks. And some of us are kind of like the platypus. And we don't fit into what people tells us it means to be a boy or a girl. And that's just fine. Everyone has the right to tell us who they are. It's our job to listen. Now, all I need is a volunteer illustrator. Please email me if you are interested. Then we can get this book published, into production, and distributed to every child and every school across the country. Item number 3 on the transgender agenda. Last year was to burden the healthcare system. Given the state of the pandemic right now, it doesn't make much sense for us to do that. Coronavirus is doing it all on its own. Update, my personal burdening of the medical system this year. I would like to pay my respects to Bertha, the Furious Uterus, who has been permanently relocated to the wastebasket. Rest in peace, Bertha. Item number 4 on the transgender agenda is unraveling the fabric of the American family. Gotta be honest with you all. I'm not sure that I have personally accomplished this one. The fabric is not exactly neatly folded. Give me that much. But I guess I'll tell the story and we'll keep brainstorming for next year. To tell this story, we need to go back a whole 17 years. I'm 10 years old. My mother is sitting in the green armchair in the basement, still out of breath from her jog on the treadmill. I hand her a permission slip. We're watching this movie at school next week. It's about puberty. I'm supposed to have you sign this. She reads. Breath. Come here, Boo Bear. Come sit. Now, this movie you're watching at school next week, it's about, you're getting older and your body's, it's gonna start changing and, you know how Mom has boobs? But one day you will too. And, don't look at me like that. There's one more thing. You're gonna get this thing. It's called a period. Like at the end of a sentence. No, just listen. A period is when... A period is a sign that you are becoming a woman. It's a good thing, really. It's... Alright. You're not gonna have it unless I give it to you straight. Okay, a period is when a girl bleeds from her private parts. What? Why? I don't know. That's just how it works. And one more thing, it's gonna happen every month. Every month? Why every month? I don't know. It's just part of being a girl. Are you saying only girls have to do this? Well, that's not very fair. No, it's not. What if I don't wanna? You don't really get a choice. You know what? Why don't you head up to bed and we'll talk about this more tomorrow, alright? The next morning, a pile of books arrives in my bedroom. Judy Blume, the box set. Mom says to read this one first. Are you there, God? It's me, Margaret. Nancy reminded us that nobody in school was to know anything about our secret club, and at secret meetings such as this, we were to use our secret names. We all had to solemnly swear. Then, we had to think of a rule. Nancy's rule was, we all had to wear bras. I could feel my face turn red. I wondered if the other girls wore them already. I didn't think Janie did because she looked down at the floor when Nancy said it. Gretchen's rule was, the first one to get her period had to tell the others all about it, especially how it feels. Jamie's rule was we all had to keep a boy book, which was a notebook with a list of boys' names in order of how we liked them, and each week we change our list and pass the boy books around. Nancy closed the roll book. Well, let's get to it. We all feel each other's backs to make sure we're wearing our bras. We all were. What size did you get? Janie asked. I got a grow bra. Me too, said Gretchen. Me too, I said. Not me, said Nancy. I got a 32 AA. We were all impressed. If you want to get out of those baby bras, Nancy said, you have to exercise. What kind of exercise? I asked. Like this. And she clenched her fists, bent her arms at the elbows, and thrust her chest forward over and over again, chanting, I must increase my bust. I must increase my bust. And this gave me an idea. If I could figure out the exact inverse of this motion, I would never have to grow boobs in the first place. I decide that this is push-ups, and I do 100 of them. Every night. After everyone else has gone to sleep. I'm 11 years old. Mom comes home one Saturday morning with a JCPenney bag with my very first bra in it. Now, I've already decided that I'm not going to be growing boobs, so this really won't be necessary. But it is a perfectly good bra, and it has great elasticity. This would make an incredible slingshot. So, with my brilliant idea, I rush up to the backyard, run up to the swing set, perch by the ladder, perch my little 11-year-old self at the top of the slide, pull out some rocks that I gathered from my pocket, place them ever so gently into the cup of my bra, wrap the straps around my thumb, pull back, and it doesn't go all that far. But I sit there for over an hour perfecting my bra slingshot skills until I can fling those rocks past the slide and into the grass. Because I figure, if, God forbid, Mom ever does make me wear this thing to school, I could have, like, a secret weapon on me all the time. I hadn't figured out how to get the thing on yet, let alone how it was going to come off underneath all of my clothes in the middle of 6th grade math. Let a kid dream. And I could have this secret weapon on me all the time, so the next time some kid at recess said, Shannon, basketball's not for girls, pchoom, slingshotted. Reading's for nerds, pchoom, slingshotted. Ew, you don't shave your legs, pchoom, slingshotted. They would never know what hit them. Mom watches from the kitchen window. Breath. She never says a word to me about this. I'm 12 years old, and it turns out Judy Blume was right about this whole boy book thing. Okay, I mean, nobody had made me write it down in a book, but all the girls at school keep asking, who do you like? Who do you like? Which boys do you think are cute? And I keep telling them, nobody, I don't like anybody. But they keep asking and asking. Mom's getting concerned. We're in the car on our way to soccer practice one night afternoon. Ba 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 baran. Ba 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 baran. Ba baran. Take my hand. A ba-ba-ran. You got me rockin' and a rollin', rockin' and a reelin', ba-ba-ran, ba-ba, ba-ba-ran. So all your friends are getting together, huh? Like Catherine and Andrew, Cassie and Kevin, Hannah and Brian. Yeah, I guess so. So what? So, are there any boys you like at school? Nope. Are you sure? Because you can tell me. You can tell me anything, you know that, right? Right? Okay, Mom. And she keeps asking, and people at school keep asking and asking and asking, and they just won't stop. So eventually I just give up and I pick somebody. Tommy Flynn, you're perfect. You've got blonde hair and blue eyes, and you play the guitar. That's hot, right? And you sit behind me in science class, which makes it believable. And best of all, you're popular, so I won't actually have to talk to you in science class. I don't have time to talk to Tommy Flynn in science class. I need to pay attention to the teacher. I love science. Mrs. Langton is opening up whole new worlds to me. And I can't get enough of the stars, planets, the galaxy, the asteroid belt, and just above the belt on that dress that her sister bought her from the clearance rack for 25 cents. And the reason that I think that it was on the clearance rack for 25 cents was that it's missing a button. And in the hole where that button would be, just peeking out, I can just see the edge of her bra that is the bright blue of the hottest stars in the galaxy. I'm 13 years old, and so far my breast growth prevention strategies have not been working out. So I up my nightly regiment to 200 push-ups a night, so that I can punch Cameron Branco harder in the braces next time he tells me nice tits on the basketball court. I'm 17 years old, and Mom is really excited about prom dress shopping. I tell her I would have been fine with the first one that we found at Macy's or whatever, and we've been out for the last 3 Saturdays in a row, and we've just spent so much time on this, which is time that I could be spending with my friends, who you tell me I don't spend enough time with anyway. No, of course, I want to spend time with you too, but does it have to be doing this? Breath. Shannon Nicole, you have to look like a princess for one goddamn night in your life. First night is your prom night. The second is your wedding night. Dramatic teenage eye roll here. Don't you roll your eyes at me. Here, try this one. Do you like it? No? Why not? It's a dress. Try this one. Well, come on, model it. I don't know. You still look like a soccer player in a dress. And out of every corner of the store, moms come out of the woodwork to my rescue. No, you're beautiful. No, how could you say a thing like that? No, don't listen to her, honey. You're beautiful. Mom was right. I was a soccer player in a dress. No amount of frills and sparkles could turn me into a lady. The next store we go to, I pick out a blood red corseted dress because if I'm going to have to look like a princess, it's going to be a badass warrior princess. The saleswoman brings out the first dress. It's 2 sizes too big. She brings out the second set dress, the only other one in this color. It's a size 6. I'm not a size 6. I've never been a size 6. The saleswoman says, "Oh, honey, you're beautiful. You can be a size 6. I don't think that's how bodies work, lady. But by some miracle, this tiny woman pulls and pulls until I am in this corseted dress. And I'm not breathing. But princesses don't need to breathe. They're beautiful. And I don't recognize myself in the mirror. That night, I do 300 push-ups before bed. And 300 more every night until prom night. I'm 17 years old. I'm standing in my best friend's bedroom, gripping her bedpost. Her mom and my mom have either end of my corset strings, and they pull. And they pull. This dress won't close. Why are your back muscles so bulgy? What the hell have you been doing? I'm 18 years old. It's my first day of my first semester of college. I've been randomly put into an acting class. The first exercise, the instructor says, is easy. All you have to do is find a partner, make eye contact, breathe in their energy, look down, look up, and say the first thing you see. I see your eyes. Breathe in her energy and give it back. I see your eyes. I see your eyes. I see your eyes. I see your eyes, and God, they're beautiful. I see your eyes. Now you're smiling. I see your eyes, and I'm smiling back. I see your eyes, and why can't I stop smiling? We walk back to the dorm together. I see your eyes. We have a standing lunch date every Tuesday and Thursday before class, sometimes dinner afterwards too. I see your eyes. I learn in Intro to Psychology on Gender and Sexuality Day that if your ring finger is longer than your index finger, then it means you're a lesbian. That's a myth, right? Right? I see your eyes. We are cast together in our final scene for this acting class. I see your eyes. It's the children's hour. I see your eyes. Of course, we're playing lesbians. I see your eyes. I might play my part a little bit too convincingly. There's this moment in rehearsal where you take my hand and you speak so honestly of hope and how we can beat the odds and we're gonna make it. And every time I wonder what it would be like to just lean over and kiss you. every time I'm too scared to try. I'm 24 years old. I am standing in my apartment bathroom after midnight, electric clippers in hand, shaving my hair down to 1/8 of an inch for the 3rd time this month. Because maybe I was at the gym earlier and I was having a pretty good workout until I caught a glimpse of my chest in the mirror. Or just ruined the rest of the day. Or maybe later in the locker room I heard some girls laughing about how gross it is for women to have hairy legs. And you know what? I know I don't belong in there with you, but I will get beat up if I go into the men's room. So where do you want me to go? I can't feel my chest. I can't remember the last time that I could. And I don't know if it's from the binder that I've been wearing every day since I left my parents' house, or if it's my mind trying to somehow protect me from this extra flesh that doesn't belong to my body. All I know is I wake up every morning with my heart pounding against my rib cage until I can rap it twice enough to quiet it. I'm 25 years old. I give Mom a call. Hi, it's me. How are you? No, I did have something to tell you. I just don't know how to say it, so I guess I'll just say it. I'm having surgery to have my breasts removed. Do you have to? Yeah, Mom. I do. When? Next month? Breath. Okay. I am 25 years old. I have just paid a man my entire life savings, and then some, to cut my tits off. I am at home, relaxing on the couch after surgery. Mom calls me. Hi, are you feeling okay? Did it go okay? Is Kate taking good care of you? Kate, who at the time was my girlfriend, is now my wife. Yeah, Mom, Kate's always takes great care of me. Okay. Are you resting enough? You should be resting. I'm resting, Mom. Alright. Are you eating enough protein? Protein will help you heal faster. You should make some chicken. No, you should have Kate make you some chicken. Okay, we'll have chicken. So, it's spring break. Any big plans this week? No, just chilling on the couch. Oh, so you and Kate are just gonna Netflix and chill all week? What? Are you gonna Netflix and chill? I really hope she does not know what that means. Yeah, Mom, we're gonna Netflix and chill all week. Alright. Don't you be getting up and running around before you're supposed to. You tell Kate she has my permission to tie you down if she has to. Okay, you know what, Mom? I am tired. I'm gonna take a nap now. I think Mom and I are gonna be alright. Final item on the agenda is a personal one for me, and if you all are willing to be my witnesses, I would like to deliver this eulogy for the no longer necessary inhabitants of the left side of my underwear drawer. He was a great extra compression sports bra. He was the most supportive of all of his brothers, and yet he could never get me quite flat enough to grant me entrance into the men's locker room at the gym. I lay thee to rest. He was a perfectly good underwire bra. He lasted several months before he began to stab the flesh between my ribs. He was always so good at reminding me to act like a lady at work and attracting the stares of old men who wink too much. I lay thee to rest. He was always there for me. When I hadn't done laundry in weeks and had run out of all other clean undergarments, I lay thee to rest. They will be missed dearly by, probably that ex-boyfriend who always used to tell me, "Shannon, you're just not like other girls." Right you are, sir. Right you are. I rejoice in their parting. May they, in another life, find a more welcoming body. With this, I bid thee farewell, all of my bras. Thank you for joining us tonight. This meeting is adjourned. Good evening.